All right, let's get appropriate. Put some clothes on, and let's talk about what is the best vegan lifestyle. Is fruit optimal diet? Is a fruitarian diet optimal? We have a question here from Michael. This is from my coaching group. If you want to succeed on the lifestyle, get the good results, then go to durianrider.com. There's a coaching group. So let's get into it. All right, let's do a serious video. A little bit of fun. Always got a bit of fun. If you don't have fun in your life gets boring pretty quick. Alright, so here's a question from Michael. Hey DR, in your experience is everything. Is a fruit diet the optimal diet for promoting healing? Is eating mostly fruit or other low-fat raw foods sustainable? How come raw food advocates and fruitarians claim starches clog up the GI tract and lymph system? Good question. Thoughts on enemas? Lastly, what influences health more? High carb, low fat diet, a low stress lifestyle. So the question is, what promotes healing best? So what does healing mean? You know, for me, healing is recovery from exercise. Could be recovery from an injury. So for me, healing is peak athletic performance. Because if you're not healing, then you can't perform. Okay. Is eating mostly fruit with other low-fat raw foods sustainable? Yes, it is. Yeah, 100%. If I could click my fingers and create a world for myself, it would be a world of unlimited fruit trees. Like the highest Brix value fruit you can get. What does Brix mean? Brix is a little refractometer device, and it measures the sugar content, aka the nutrition content. They use it in wine manufacturing, they use it in sugarcane production, they use it in fruit quality. If you've ever had fruit in your life where you just have an apricot or some blueberries or some durian or a mango off the tree where it's just falling onto the leaf litter, and you bite into that mango and it's dripping down your chin, and it's like nectar of the gods. It's so sweet. It's like, whoa, wow, like full on. You remember it for every day for the rest of your life. Now, not many people have had mango experiences like that. My first one was in 1989 in my backyard. I had a friend named Martin, and he was a long distance runner, and he was in the backyard. He's like, oh, look, there's mango. And I'm like, oh, mango. And I was a bit like, you know. And so he picks it off the tree. He's like, it's ready. And I'm like, oh, is that safe to eat? And I was like, is it safe to eat? And I felt all weird. Like, he's eating off the tree. This is weird, you know. I was like the city kid in the country in Queensland, Nambour, Sunshine Coast. So Martin picks it off his tree and he goes, smell it. I was like, yeah. And he pulls it back and he bites it. He says, try that. I was like, oh. And I tried it. I was like, oh, whoa. Wow, what is this? What is this? You know, it was like taking drugs for the first time, but the right drugs. And my whole brain just went, whoosh. I was like, what is that? That's a tree ripened mango. And then 2005, I had this experience where I was eating these mangoes off the tree. I cycled my bike on a raw food diet, December 2005, from Gold Coast to Cairns, actually to Mareeba. And 10 days, did it on $70 Australian, so about $7 a day. I was eating sultanas and sugarcane and raw pumpkin, just getting it done. It was amazing. And I started the ride with like a kilo bag of flax crackers and stuff. It was an amazing experience. And yeah, it was incredible. But I found this fruit orchard, this mango orchard on the way. It was around near Bowen area, and it was abandoned. You could tell it was abandoned because the grass was like really high, you know, full of snakes and stuff. I didn't see any snakes, unfortunately. But it was mango season, December, and the trees were lit up like Christmas trees. And I remember just jumping the fence and going, oh, this can't be happening right now. These mangoes can't be ripe. Surely they're unripe. They're going to be sour and tart. And I remember just like looking on the bottoms of the trees, and the mangoes a lot of them had fallen off, like tree ripened. And then, oh man, it brings tears to my eyes how good they were. And I've never ever had an experience like that before. And I was just eating these mangoes, and unless it was a 10 out of 10, I wouldn't eat it. You know, I'd throw it in my shoulder for the ants or the birds. And there was thousands and thousands of mangoes. It was insane. And if it wasn't 10 out, if it was 9.8 out of 10, no. And so I'm just going into each mango, biting it. 10, yes, eat. 9.9, 0.99, no. Literally, there was that freaking good. It was insane. Insane, off the charts. Not many people in the world will ever have that experience, unfortunately. And I can't have that experience again, because that was just a peak moment experience of perfect ripeness insane quality. It was amazing. And anyway, so that was like the highest of the Brix value. So that, my friends, is sustainable nutrition. That is sustainable eating, because you just like, you don't want anything else in that moment. That is just, oof, wow, sensational. Compare that to the average mango you get from the supermarket that was picked 4 weeks ago, dead green, so hard you could smash a window with it, and then that ripens up eventually, and it's been ripened with gases and dipped in, pesticides and fungicide and all sorts of stuff. And you get it, and occasionally it's okay. But most of the time it's like, yeah, cool, mango, nice, better than nothing, we're grateful. So if you're eating that supermarket fruit or that market fruit that's been picked way too early, then that's better than nothing. It's still fantastic, it's still good nutrition, but it's not the same as the high Brix values, sun god, all that sort of stuff going on there, So is a fruit diet sustainable? Yes. And that would be my ticket. If I could create that every day for people, myself and people around me, that's what I would be like, yes, please, thank you very much, I'll have that. But not even Bill Gates could afford that quality fruit, because you can't get it. You have to go and create it and organize it, and the timing, and it's just like, it's natural living at its peak. It's natural living at its peak. And even the mangoes in Thailand the last few years have gone down massively, because they're getting shipped to China. So they're picking them super earlier and earlier to get to the market first, so they get exported, and then they use this calcium carbide, really toxic stuff, banned in many countries, to use it to ripen mangoes. And it's just like, oh man, this is insane, what's going on? The old school Thai mangoes from 15 years ago, I haven't had them ever since, or even from 10 years ago. The quality is just subpar. It's very, very sad to see. So fruit quality is going downhill, Brix value is going downhill, sugar content, aka nutrition, is going downhill. And people are like, oh no, sugar's bad. Like, you want less sugar. Dr. Morse, less sugar. Fruit sugar's not good, bad. But if you want Dr. Morse, he's not even a real doctor. He's a paper mill doctor. If you want fake Dr. Morse's results, physique, have you seen Morse's wife? Not hating, just saying. So why would you take advice from someone who can't get results for himself or his wife? Just saying. Same with Gregor. Have you seen Dr. Gregor lately? Have you seen the dad bod? Have you seen his wife? Have you seen his kids? If you can't get results for himself or your family, just saying, the program doesn't work. Now listen to those people if you want, but I'm not. Not saying they're bad people, but I think scamming people like that, that's low integrity. Very low integrity. Asking for donations when you're a multi-millionaire. Gregor, that's poor form, bro. And Morse, getting people to call you doctor when you're not even a real doctor, and you're charging that much money, and you claim you're like spiritual God herbs, God's healing, and you're a multi-millionaire selling these little bogus potions and things you get from China. I don't know. That's not integrity in my book. But anyway. So these people out there, Morse and that, claim that starch clogs up the GI. But look at Morse's gut and look at my absence of gut. And who's got the clogged GI? I eat the rice. I don't have a clogged GI. Morse claims he just eats fruit, but he looks like an avocado. David Wolf, another one. Don't eat rice. It's glue. It's mucus forming. Why does Dave Wolf look like Barney from The Simpsons? Is he Dave Wolf today? Man boobs and a gut. And he claims he's the world authority in nutrition. I disagree with that. All right? So, anyway, I like to judge an appearance. All right? And if someone's saying white rice is bad, but I'll give them credit. They're not on steroids lying about it. And that's pretty low integrity as well. Claiming natural when you're on steroids. So anyway, we're getting more into it. Let's answer the question here. For me, that's fruit is one of the optimal foods for humans. I also believe in rice. I also believe in sugars, because you can't get that magic fruit of the gods experience every single time you eat fruit. It's just not happening, because we don't live in a fruit world. We live in a money world, where if you don't have enough money, you die. And over 30,000 kids every day die from starvation. Corona disease has had 100 deaths this year, 100k deaths. People died with corona, people with hypertension, heart disease, obesity, autoimmune issues, respiratory issues, got corona, and that's been the final straw, check them off the planet, rest in peace. But let's give Corona the weight it doesn't deserve, and let's not talk about heart disease, tobacco, deaths, car accidents, drug, meth, crime, violence. Let's forget about that. But let's lock it down, all right? Let's lock it down. You know, if you're a meth dealer, no worries, mate. Go out in the street, short, twist and turn, but you're good to go, mate. If you're a family person, oh no, we're going to send you home from work early. You're going to have to stay home now, home isolation, shelter in place, shut down your business. You're going to have to suffer. You know, it's like, what's going on in the world? This is insane. This is insanity. So is a raw food diet sustainable? Yes and no. It depends. Is it just easy for you to do? Are you just like, man, I've got these best mangoes in the world. This is incredible. I've got greens in my garden that taste like mini pizzas. The tomatoes are popping. This is fantastic. This is easy. Then it's sustainable. If you're biting into the banana and you're holding your nose and go, oh my God, this is astringent, tastes like a bitter persimmon. This is, and you're having fantasies about other foods every meal, or laying in bed at night time going, man, I wish I could have some pizza. I wish I could have some rice. Oh, then it's not sustainable. It depends on the quality of fruit and raw foods you're getting. You know what I mean? That's the answer right there. It's like, is my relationship sustainable? What sort of sex are you getting? What sort of behavior you're getting from your partner? You know? What sort of attitude are you getting? Does the person make you feel good in your life, or do they make you feel bad? If the person makes you feel bad, or if you're feeling bad around that person, that relationship ain't sustainable. Alright, so the question, is it sustainable? Is based on, is it working for you? Is this water sustainable? Or does it taste like plastic and bleach and Clorox? Then it's not sustainable. If it's like, oh, this is BPA free, wow, it tastes pretty clean. This is a sustainable plastic bottle. Does that make sense? Is the Wi-Fi sustainable? Does it take you 15 weeks to upload a YouTube video? And you're like, oh my God, when's it going to go? And dropping out and all that stuff. So it's not, is raw food sustainable? It's more about, is it sustainable for you? Is the quality of raw food good enough for you? Are you fully energized on it? Are you like no cravings on it because you get enough sugar from the fruit? You know, then it works. Does that make sense? I like to dig a bit deeper, and I like to repel people with the truth. I'm not here to lie to people and sell you bogus supplements and scam you. I'm here to give you the absolute hardcore raw truth. The raw food diet can be sustainable for many people in many situations, but also can be not sustainable for many people in most situations. That sounds like a contradiction? Let's talk about it again. It comes down to the quality of your fruit. Do you bite into this fruit and go, oh my God, what is this? This isn't fruit, this is drugs. This is like, oh, I remember this mango forever. I'll remember these dates forever. I'll remember this durian forever. Wow, this is insane. Do you remember that time we had figs off the tree in the alleyway? Yeah. That's just what we're talking about. That's sustainable. But unfortunately, that is hard to get because we live in a fruit-phobic world, a sugar-phobic world, where if your grapes are really sweet, people don't want to buy them. Most people don't want to, oh, these grapes are too sweet. No, I don't want that. And so you have to pick your grapes early. People buy it, yeah, that's nice and that's bitter. That's sour, yeah, sugar's bad. Sugar's bad. Don't have sugar, you know. Fucking. Go join the Morse Facebook group or whatever, and the paranoia of sugar, man, that's real. That is real. Even though like grapes are good, not too sweet though, not too much sugar, fast, you know, like, it's just anorexia. Basically, Dr. Morse's group is basically anorexics who want to be enabled by an overweight, fat, bloated dude who looks like he's a pawn shop owner from Kansas selling stolen guitars from panhandling meth addicts on the street out in front of Walmart. That's the group, and that's who's the leader. And in the groups, there's people who have anorexic and eating issues. Same with Gregor. Gregor's just this like out of shape dude with no fitness, wife's out of shape, kids out of shape. Just parrots off studies that promote orthorexia and restrictive eating, and people with eating issues just gravitate towards that. They don't care what you look like. They're like, are you enabling? The question is, are you enabling my eating disorder? Oh, yes, you are. I'll listen to you. I'll buy your book. I'll join your group. I'll buy your tinctures. You're a fake doctor. Never practiced a day in your life as a doctor. That's okay, because you're enabling my eating disorder. I'll listen to you. Yes, I'll listen to you. I'll worship you. I'll buy whatever. Yes, yes, yes. So it doesn't matter what the person looks like. The question is, does that person enable the people with eating disorders? If the answer is yes, you'll get an audience. If the answer is no, next. So that's why I get people to subscribe. Oh, this guy's lean, yeah, restrictive diet. And they'll tell them to eat as much sugar as they want. Unsubscribing, because that doesn't enable my eating disorder. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear restrict. I want to hear water fasting's the best. I want to hear dry fasting. I want to hear all this craziness. Unsubscribe. Durianrider's talking truth. It's not enabling my eating disorder. Unsubscribe. That's the truth, man. I've been in the raw food scene since 2001 when I first read. Actually, no, it's 2000 when I first read Fit for Life by Harvey Diamond. My friend Paul Reed, mountain biker, asked me to read a book, and I thought, wow, it's a great book, and it was a good book. But it had this whole page: do not overeat, do not overeat, do not overeat. I'm like, this is eating disorder shit, you know, which is easy to get into, all right? Because we all want to be lean. And anyway, so is it sustainable? Yes, it is. No, it isn't. How come raw food advocates and fruitarians claim starches? Because the fruitarian thing is just not purely, 90% eating disorder. I would say 90% of the people who do a fruitarian diet have a raging eating disorder. And they want to be enabled. Don't eat rice, it's restrictive. I remember Freely, when we first started eating rice again in 2010, I was like, Freddie, I'm going to eat rice, and she's eating potatoes. I'm like, let's just eat rice. It's just starch. It's just sugars. It's just easier to cook, and it's cheaper. And it's just like put in the cooker and it's done. She's like, no, rice clogs your mucus system, and it's like it's eating rice as shards of glass. And we're fighting over this bag of rice. I'm like, you serious? Eating rice is the same as shards of glass? Do you know how crazy that sounds? And she looks at me, and she sort of starts laughing. She's like, it is. And I'm like, it's not, man. If you gave a toddler, if some 5-year-old kid was over here tonight and you had to house babysit the kid because the parents were in hospital, and I'm crunching up a bottle of glass, you know, and if you feed that to the kid, you're going to say it's the same as rice? You're not, all right? So don't say nonsense like that. You wouldn't do that in real life. You wouldn't give a kid glass, all right? So you would give it rice, though, and the rice is going to give the kid nourishment, just like like half the world's population that lives on rice, and they don't go to hospital with a torn stomach from eating glass. It is a big difference there. But this is what some people out there say, maybe because they've got an eating disorder, or they just fall into a trap of that, and they just tell themselves nonsense, all right? So the starches don't clog up the GI tract. If your dehydration can clog up your GI tract, but it ain't from starches. Look at remember Dave Wolf? If you don't know who Dave Wolf is, Dave Wolf's one of the most charismatic speakers of all time. Fantastic speaker, totally full of crap most of the time, and peddling absolute nonsense. Overweight, out of shape, but just such a smooth talker. And he would be like, starches clog up your immune system, clog up the bowel, clog up your guts. And Dave Wolf looks like he's eaten 100 bathtub plugs. He looks clogged as heck. He looks like, same with Dr. Morse. Looks like they go to the same Kansas pawn shop selling crack guitars. You know what I mean? Just looks like a dodgy looking seller, dude. But Americans love that spiel, that charismatic mouth talker, mouth from the South. You know, they love it, man. They love a good talker. And, yeah, so you can look like you're eating bathtub plugs, meaning you're clogged as heck. But if you're enabling the eating disorders from the yoga girls and the yoga guys, and you'll have money coming in. Will you be able to sleep at night knowing that you're making an income of scamming people or enabling people with eating disorders? I can't do that. I would rather live dead broke in the street, being totally honest and raw with people, than enabling people and stealing their money. That's just my opinion. So the question is also, what about enemas? I don't rate enemas. If you need an enema, you ain't drinking enough water. You're not eating enough fruit. You're not doing enough sport, walking, sex, gardening, riding your bicycle to the shops. I've got to go get a hacksaw from a hardware store in a minute. I'm going to go ride my bike there. I might walk there. Exercise, movement. I don't even actually recommend exercise. I recommend moving, doing things, giving your partner a massage, dancing under the rain, getting things done, walking, playing with kids, kicking a ball with someone, walking the dog, getting stuff done, gardening, cleaning up, picking up plastic, whatever. Don't exercise. Live and use carbohydrates as your fuel. Sugar, fruit, orgasmic fruit, rice, corn, ugali, like lean Kenyans eat. You know, these good things. And you won't need enemas ever. And if you use enemas, that can be bad because you're pushing old clacker up your dacker and then you're pushing it back up there. It should be going down, all right? Same with the colonics. You're pushing all this water up. It should be going down, downstream. Pushing it upstream, then you're pushing it places it shouldn't be. No wonder people have digestive issues when they follow Morses and Wolf and Co. You know what I mean? Those guys look like the enema bag got stuck up there and just swelled up for the crap. All the sales crap's just soaked up in that colonic bag and just gone up there and just pluff their gun out. It's like they look like Colonel Sanders looks. You know, if your raw food guru looks like Colonel Sanders, then they probably don't know what the frick they're on about. They do know what they're on about. They're scamming and enabling anorexic people. You know, so this person, if you're in my group, you've come for here because you want to feel better, look better, perform better, do better. And so I'm going to give you the blatant truth, okay? And I respect that people respect my respect that I have for people out there, that I'm not going to scam you and bullshit you. I'm going to give you the whole truth, not half truth. You know, not a fake anti-truth, but the whole truth, the raw truth. Starches don't clog up your GI tract. If they do, you'd be dead. You know what I mean? You'd be dead. You'd be dead. If your GI tract gets clogged up, then you're gonna burst your colon. You're gonna have colon blow. You know what I mean? You're gonna die. If your colon is clogged, you will eventually die. So when people say you got a clogged, backed up bathtub plug gut, then that's more of a joke of like, you know, you're obese, you're overweight because you're eating all this KFC and all this excess fat. But if you've got clogged up GI tract, if your lymph system is clogged, you know, I make jokes that Morse has a clogged lymph because he looks so bloated and puffy and is always doing a yo-yo juice diet like Dave Wolf does. But the lymph system isn't clogged, because if your lymph system was clogged, like clogged is like no water's coming out, that's clogged. You're gonna die. You're gonna swell up like the Michelin Man, and you're gonna explode. All right. So it can't clog up your GI tract. Even meat can't even clog up your bowel, because if it's clogged, you're gonna die from the bowel obstruction. It's gonna burst in there. You're gonna bleed to death. Meats can sit in there and rot and putrefy and stink up and and you know, have big 6-foot tapeworms in your gut. Yeah, it can do that, but it doesn't clog you up. It can slow down the transition of fecal production and expelling of the body. They can do that, and you'll have like just mad gas and bloating and like, so you can have slow digestion, yes, but it's not clogged. If it's clogged, you die. You die. If your lymph is clogged, you die. You can have a sluggish lymph system full of fats and excess oils and, you know, meat fats and all this stuff going in your system. Too much avocado fat clogging up your lymph system. So the word clogging it up, slowing up the lymph system, okay? So the word clog, I've used it before, it's not accurate. I would say it's sludging up the system. Like a clogged sink, it overflows. So it's, you know, a slow sink, the water's going down, you sort of got the person's cat's hair or the pussy hair or the girlfriend's hair or the side chick's hair, whatever. Long hair girls in the shower, and it's just plugging up, it's slowing up the water drain. So you put your foot in there, get a bit of slap and all that, the water drains through. Some of the terms we use, some of the terms I use is cringeworthy. And lastly, what influences health more? A high carb, low fat diet or a low stress lifestyle? Wow. I'm going to go with both, all right? What's better, a kick in the shin on the left leg or a kick in the shin on the right leg? I'm going to go, let's avoid the shin kicks, all right? Let's avoid that. Shin kicks hurt. You train Muay Thai, shin kicks ain't fun. I'm going to say low stress is crucially important. You know, low stress is huge. You know what I mean? Like, some people out there just don't have a joy for life anymore because they've wronged people in the past and they won't apologize for it. And they're going to take it to the grave. This is a great book to read anyway, on adaptive thermogenesis. So stress, man, that is like, some people out there, you sit in their face, they have these eyes just like welling up with anger, and they're just, like you look at any, just go type in my name, Harley Johnson or durianrider into YouTube or Google, and look at for any haters out there, people who make content about me, hating. And to the degree of that they hate me, look at their face in real life, not the little photo they have on their about page, like the real life photo from from a court case or an assault or whatever, or updated photo. Look into their eyes and see the anger and the venom and the hate for durianrider they have, which I don't even know why. I don't even have any hate for them. I have maybe frustration or annoyance, but it's not hate. I don't wish ill on these people. And so that's, I would say, hate is the highest level of stress you can have. Hate for an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, hate for someone who's more successful than you, or hate for someone who ripped you off or made a bad video about you or said you look like a horse face, or what, just hate in general, If you have hate for people in road rage situations, or hate for your work colleagues, or hate for your dad or your mom, that generates massive stress, which will age your face. You might have a tight or a fit body, but the face, you see those people out there, the girls or the guys, maybe they're doing meth or stuff, they have this sort of tight physique, looking fit, but then you see the face, you're like, whoa, there's some dark demons going on there. That's the hate face. People talk about sugar face, or fat face, or crack face, or meth face. Anger face, that's the one that's the worst in my opinion. Botox face, Hollywood face, fake face, sad face, hate face, man. That'll shit will eat you up. As a woman, it'll age you so rapidly, as a guy as well. So how to get rid of hate? If you've done wrong by someone and you hate yourself because of that, or you hate them because you don't want to admit you did something wrong, so you're like, no, what I did was justified. That person's a really bad person. You're lying to yourself. You gotta go, hey, I bullshit myself. Okay, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Public apology, blah, 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 whatever. Take my shit down. Forget about it. Give them the money back. Okay, I'm fucked up. I'm gonna live on earth from this. Then all of a sudden, you look differently. You look better. Alright? As soon as you hold on to that hate, like that person's fucked. No, I didn't make a mistake. That person didn't. Come on, you did make a mistake. You did make a mistake. I had that when I was a teenager. I was like, my mum, my mum, and looking back, I was just the ungrateful brat who assumed my mum did something, said something or whatever, and I assumed that, maybe she didn't love me or blah, 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 but she was just frustrated at my stupidity, and maybe she's doing low carb that day or whatever, so she wasn't feeling too good, or she's got her own adult responsibilities. There's a 15-year-old kid or whatever who's just living in Nintendo world. I didn't understand that, so it's easy for me to have bitterness or venom towards my mum. But as I got older, I was like, Mum, sorry, I didn't realise what you were doing. I was just being a little shit cunt, blah, blah, blah. It's all good. So all of a sudden your face just changes, because no longer when you see your mum or your dad or whoever, you don't have that hate for them. You're like, I was a bit of a brat, wasn't I? Yeah, I was. And so then there's that, like, being able to apologise and see things from a different way, it just changes your whole face. Changes everything, how your face shifts. When you scam people and rip people off, that comes back on your face eventually. You might be making money, feeling good, getting laid, getting fame, yeah. But eventually that scamming face comes around. Maybe in 5 years' time, or 10 years' time, or 50 years' time, the scam face will be there, because it will be based on hate for yourself that you've scammed people. So yeah, that's a huge one. Stress, man, is, stress is a real silent killer of looks, aesthetics, of joy for life, And often people say things to you. Maybe someone could say 10,000 nice things to you, and then they say one bad thing to you. They didn't mean it, or they just had a bad moment, or just get frustrated, or didn't get enough carbs or water. They say one bad thing to you, and you're like, that 10,000 good just got wiped the fuck out from one bad comment or one bad action. So you forget about the 10,000, you go focus on the one. And that's easy to do. We've all done that. I've done that both ways, giver and receiver. And so that's where by having context and going, well, that person's just human, just let it slide. Live and learn, move on. Otherwise, you hold on to that, man. You hold on to that, and then you suffer every freaking day. You think about that person or that situation that happened last night or last year or 10 years ago or when you were 4 years old or whatever, and you play it again and again and again. And it's like, why suffer? Why do you want to suffer so much? Like, why? Your dad beat you, or your mum beat you, or the neighbour beat you, or you got kicked out of the job, or the prom queen laughed at you, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or the cat ripped your scrotum open and it clawed you. Who cares, man? Live, learn, move on. Forgive, forget. Fuck it, man. You're going to live your life in that constant hate? Man, no way. You can if you want. There's two choices in life. Live from a place of love and understanding and acceptance and tolerance, or live from a place of hate, anger, despise, and frustration. There's only two options, there's not three. There's love or hate. There's not a middle. Neutral doesn't exist. Neutral is such BS. Neutral is such BS. How does that taste? Neutral. How's the weather today? Neutral. Was that sex good? Neutral. Let me slice your finger open. Does that hurt pain? Neutral. Come on, there's no neutral. It's just neutral zen crap. Love or hate, man. It's your choice. So it's like you put on your tattoos and your knuckles. You have love or hate. It's just a choice in the moment. Which one are you going to punch yourself? Going to give you some love punch or some hate punch? The people suffer out there, man. And they suffer so much. Jealousy's, well, you know, don't be jealous of someone. Be happy for them. Be inspired by them. No, they're not a good person. They don't deserve success. Well, what is success to you? Is ripping off someone money. Let's say that you're being a fake natty, lying about steroid usage, making millions of dollars selling bogus program of hope, false dreams to people, false hope. You're making millions off selling false hope. You know, that person, you know, they got a Ferrari, they got a big house, they got, you know, it's like, man, but look what they live in. They live in this massive lie, you know. I've got a lot of life experience. I've got a lot of people out there who've made a lot of money that I know personally. I won't mention any names, but I know some of them are not very, very happy inside because how they made their money, it eats them up, you know. And that's why you see a lot of people out there, celebrities, etc., kill themselves or have most celebrities have massive drug issues. Most do. Or eating disorders, whatever. Still not happy. Got money, fame, Hollywood looks. Still not happy. Because they come from a place of hate. Because often they wanted the fame and money to get back at someone else. At school, an ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, parents, whatever. I need more success than you. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And so their success drive is based on comparing and despairing and trying to, you know, hate or whatever on other people. That's no way to live, man. That can be okay to get you through a workout session, but if you're uploading and doing content because you're trying to outdo haters or whatever, that ain't sustainable. Because you're living from a place of hate versus living from a place of inspiration and love. And like, oh, I just want to help people because that's who I am. That's what needs to be done. Not even if you are that person, but you look around, like, let's say you're walking down the street and like the other week there was a seagull caught in fishing line and hooked out of the fishing line, cut it free. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't want to smell like seagull guts or, you know, seagull spit on your hands or whatever. Maybe you don't want to risk getting a seagull corona disease or whatever. But you know it's the right thing to do because the seagull's just getting caught in fishing line and it's just the right thing to do. Maybe you don't want to do it, but it's the right thing to do. And when you do the right thing, it's the right thing to do and you're going to feel, oh, this has actually felt pretty good. You know what I mean? Maybe you didn't want to do it, but you know it's the right thing to do, so you do it anyway. There's a piece of trash on the beach, one of those little, you know, there's things that go around the beer cans and they get caught around the seagull necks or the turtle necks, and you're like, well, I don't really want to pick it up because I'm on a romantic date and I don't want to have this like plastic in my hand, but you know, you walk past the plastic and in your head like, man, I should pick it up because it's like, it's going to catch on some little animal down there. You know, but you just don't want to because you're on a romantic date, you've got your nice clothing on and you're like, oh, it's the sun, golden hour. But you know you have to, because if you don't, you're not going to feel good about it. You know, it's the right thing to do. So do the right thing. Otherwise, if you ignore those things, you're never going to be sustained in life. So that's what it comes down to in the end: sustainment of life, enjoyment of life. Nutrition is a big thing. Nutrition influences the environment. Nutrition influences how you think. But at the end of the day, if you come from a place of hate, then you can eat all the best food in the world. It won't be the full dessert, the full meal. Hopefully that helps. I try and give people the holistic answer there. Even when I'm making fun of scammers and, you know, Kansas guitar panhandlers, I don't have any hate for them. You know, even if anything, I have not pity, but what's the word? Just feel sorry that, you know, they're out there just scamming people. You know, it motivates me to do the right thing and say, hey, that's BS. This is how it is. Have any comments or questions? Let me know down below. Always get the carbs in. Get your sleep. Go to bed at 9 p.m. every night. If you go to bed at 9 p.m. every night, man, you're going to feel so much better. You know, you're going to be able to perform so much better. You're going to have better healing. You're going to have much better healing. Go to bed earlier. You know, it'll catch up with you. Early nights will catch up with you. Late nights will catch up with you. Excess dietary fat will catch up with you. Insufficient carbohydrate intake will catch up with you. Right? Simple as that. Carb the F up. Carb the fruit up. Carb the fructose up. Carb the rice up. Carb the sugar up. We can't swear too much because of the YouTube algorithm. Carb the F up, people. See you on the road. Thanks for the support. And if you want more, join my coaching group. If your video's been helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you think it's a load of bollocks, thumb it down. See you soon.